I have had a crush on a coworker.
Let's go!
Let's drop some names.
Look, okay, I've actually said this so often. We're a good-looking group, okay? There is not an ugly person at this company.
Welcome back to Twobilee. I'm Taylor, and I'm editing this video right now. This is the third episode of Spectrum we've done with the Jubilee team, and the first time we did this, I think we had less than 3 million subscribers, and now we have 6 million, which is insane. With every milestone we hit, we grow and we change as a company, and of course, as life goes on, we grow and change as individuals too. So these Spectrum episodes have kind of become a time capsule and a good way for us to look back and see what's the same, what's different, and just how we've evolved. So we hope that you enjoy this episode of Spectrum.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm a senior director at Jubilee, and I've been here for about 3 years.
I'm Taylor. I'm our lead editor, and I've been at Jubilee for almost 4 years.
Hey, I'm John. I used to be a director. I'm now a creative director at Jubilee, and I've been here like 2.5 years.
I'm Jason. I'm our CEO and founder, and I have been here since the very, very, very beginning.
I am Kendra. I am the casting producer. I have been at Jubilee for 2 years, 2 months, and 8 days.
I'm Tyree. I used to be the casting intern. I'm now the production coordinator here at Jubilee. I've been here for a year and some change, but full-time for 2 weeks.
Hi, my name is Ragini. I am a full-time director at Jubilee, and I've been here for 1 year, 1 month as a director.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm an editor at Jubilee, and I've been here for 2 years.
There are coworkers I don't like.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Taylor,
Disagree.
Dan,
Somewhat disagree.
John,
I said strongly disagree.
Jason,
Disagree.
Kendra,
I said somewhat agree.
Tyree,
I said somewhat disagree.
Ragini,
Disagree.
Brandon.
Disagree. There's a lot of diversity in Jubilee, and I think a lot of people at Jubilee I get along with, but not a lot of people I would probably be friends with if I didn't work at this company. And I think that's a really amazing thing. We talk a lot about how us as coworkers are a family, and I think that it doesn't like pressure you, but it does put a lot of expectations that we are closer than another company would be.
Okay, I just want to clarify. I love all of you guys. I don't like all of you guys. I love all of you guys.
I don't know about that, Kendra. Your answer begs to disagree.
It's not that I don't like anyone at the company. I may not like some of the things that people do at this company. Like, for example, Dan, we talk about this all the time. You drink your coffee really loudly, and it drives me insane. But I love you.
I was really surprised because I usually wear headphones, and then all of a sudden you were like, hey. I was like, what? You're like, can you stop doing that? I was like, doing what? I do know that my personality, I got a lot of feelings going on inside. Sometimes I feel like people kind of like make me angry, but sometimes it's because I disagree with like the way they're doing something, or I don't feel like they're doing their best work or something.
I just like all you guys. I'm realizing now that maybe the feelings more, I like people
One-sided.
a little bit more than they like me.
Hey, I'm Liberty. I'm from beautiful British Columbia here in Canada. I love Jubilee because they help us spark a dialogue that we wouldn't otherwise have. My prompt is, should Jubilee take a stance on political topics?
Taylor,
Somewhat agree.
Dan,
Agree.
John,
Somewhat disagree.
Jason,
Strongly disagree.
Kendra,
Strongly agree.
Tyree,
Agree.
Ragini,
Somewhat agree.
Brandon.
Somewhat agree.
I think with the audience we've built, we don't want to like alienate people from like wanting to watch our content, because I think, you know, a lot of our mission is built on being a place where people of all different views are going to come and listen and dialogue. It is confusing sometimes to feel like I don't know how we are supposed to respond, because I think we all feel a certain way personally, but like as a company, how do we handle that?
The reason I said strongly agree is because we are past politics at this point. It is not a bipartisan issue. It's a human life issue. And I'm not just speaking about particularly the Black Lives Matter movement. As we saw last Wednesday, the riots on Capitol Hill, 5 people lost their lives because we had a president who incited a riot. I think we need to take a stand against right and wrong. And we are in a political era right now where things are right and things are wrong.
You know, Kendra, actually, I 100% agree with you. And that's why I strongly disagree with us being political. I don't think we need more liberals talking on television or on the internet. I don't think we need more conservatives talking on the internet at each other. We're not about the left. We're not about the right. We're solely about humans. We're solely about empathy. And that's the reason why we're actually able to do the important work, in my opinion, of advocating for humans, advocating for rights, and understanding different perspectives.
I get that. It's just my problem with it is what we're doing, we're trying to unify people. That's why we're not taking a stance. We want to bring together both sides. But like, AOC said, we cannot have unity without justice.
And I agree that there needs to be justice before there's reconciliation. I just don't know. We are not a justice organization, right? We are not law enforcement. We're not the government. It's just kind of recognizing that maybe the biggest impact that we'll make is on the human side rather than on the political side.
There's just nothing worse than content made by liberal people for liberal people. But at the same time, there are lines. Like, I don't think we're going to entertain the notion that like any race is inferior to another race. I don't think we're going to entertain the notion that a sexuality is inferior to another. But I am very personally curious in hearing discussions with people who feel that way.
Things are getting more radical in terms of ideology. So in that, I worry sometimes about the content that we put out, some of the content that we put out, some of the ideas that we allow on the channel.
But the only thing what's gonna push those people to more extreme points of view is the more isolated they become. That's when you're gonna get to, I think, the more dangerous place in society, when people are not only on far sides, but they don't share any common threads.
I don't like when other channels react to our videos. Taylor?
Disagree.
Dan?
Disagree.
John?
Strongly agree.
Jason?
Strongly disagree.
Kendra?
Disagree.
Tyree?
Somewhat disagree.
Ragini?
Strongly disagree.
Brandon?
Somewhat agree. Abba and preach.
We're just naming them now? Okay.
I do agree that sometimes when they're just being judgmental for no reason, then I don't like that either. But I feel sometimes some of the reaction videos are actually so funny. Like, I forgot this YouTuber's name, but he reacted to the ranking video. And I do think his reaction was better than the actual video because I was laughing out loud. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, sometimes I think especially Abba and Preach, a lot of the things that they say do make sense, but sometimes they just mean for no reason.
Yeah, I watch Abba and Preach videos, and I think every time I watch a video, it hurts. Because I remember when Abba and Preach reacted to our video when Bonnie has a conversation with a Jubilee critic, watching that video, I think that ruined my entire week. I was very bummed because that was a video where I put so much effort into, but I don't know, I just keep watching them. Even though I don't love them, I enjoy watching the videos and I learn a lot and I'm really curious.
The creative culture on YouTube is just encouraging everybody to just be kind of a jokester and a judgmental person with a pointy POV who never is serious and is always sarcastic and watches our videos to not feel empathy, but to just poke fun at the vegan. I associate a lot of the reaction videos with the toxicity that we feel a lot of responsibility for. But at the same time, I know they are playing the game fair. I just sometimes don't like the game. I'm gonna get roasted.
Oh, yeah, you're done. You're done. Bye, John.
What a lot of folks don't know is we allow folks to monetize off of our content, right? And that's a deliberate choice that we've made, is actually that we could take away their monetization so that they're not making money off of using our content, but we actually give them that permission, and we think that's one of the ways that we continue to operate in the spirit of our mission. I'm pretty honored in some ways that PewDiePie is reacting to so many of our videos. He's literally one of the biggest YouTubers ever, and the fact that he is watching our videos so intently and reacting to them, I think it's a great sign.
I don't watch YouTube in my spare time. I don't know who Abba and Preach are. I didn't know that they react to our videos. I only know PewDiePie because you guys told me about him, so I literally don't care.
Everyone deserves empathy. Taylor?
Somewhat agree.
Dan?
Disagree.
John?
Strongly agree.
Jason?
Agree.
Kendra?
Strongly disagree.
Tyree.
I'll stick with somewhat agree.
Ragini.
Strongly agree.
Brandon.
Agree.
Just play my answer from the last video.
It's a fundamental human right to receive empathy. Across the board. Hitler, he's on there. I just think it's fundamental.
I just think as far as being a human, as far as being a company, as far as being a group of people or a family, the only thing you can't tolerate is intolerance, because that's just, they are going to be the ones that continually gain ground, and you're going to be the ones left holding the bag for them. So I just feel like there are certain conversations that are useful to have and certain conversations that are not useful to have. Does that make sense?
I think it's a lot to do with cultural conditioning and where you grow up and what you're taught when you're a kid, when you're at an impressionable age. So that's why I don't think I empathize with everyone, but I do strongly believe that they do deserve empathy and they deserve to be heard, because if we create more of a divide, then the world is going to be a much more difficult place to live in.
Yeah, I think empathy looks different for everybody. And I think for me, it's just seeing the humanity in somebody. And I don't think that empathy means like coddling people. And I don't think that empathy means that there's no accountability or justice in a lot of ways. But I think that is sometimes what people perceive when they think of empathy. It's like empathy is kind of soft. I hate the word deserve. I just don't like that word in general.
Taylor brought up the idea of deserve it. I don't think people deserve empathy. I think it's in everyone or every individual's best interest to have empathy, to at least attempt to understand somebody. That does not mean I like you. That does not mean I agree with you. That does just mean I'm going to try to understand you. Even if I don't, I'm unable to do it, because I think that's how we move forward as humanity. And I think when we lose that, that's when things get very dark.
Good stuff. I have more content, but we can move on.
Yeah, I mean, we could film one of these every day, basically.
I know, we really could.
Power asymmetry, right? Hey, Nazis and Jewish people, can you guys empathize with each other? I'm not interested in creating empathy when there's such a power imbalance.
That's when I think it's the most interesting.
What happened with the civil rights movement is not that a million racist people stopped being racist. It's the government said, by law, you can't be racist in these ways anymore.
Are we recording this?
No.
No, it's just extracurricular.
Oh, I was recording it. Just
in case. I have had a crush on a coworker. Taylor.
Strongly disagree.
Dan.
Disagree.
John.
Strongly disagree.
Jason.
Somewhat disagree.
Kendra.
Somewhat disagree.
Tyree.
Agree.
Ragini.
Disagree.
Brandon.
Disagree.
Let's go!
Let's drop some names.
Look, okay, I've actually said this so often. We're a good-looking group, okay? There is not an ugly person at this company. Everybody is beautiful. And we're empathetic, and we're nice, and we're hardworking. That's a lot of great qualities for somebody want to form some kind of relationship with, right? Okay, that's what I'm saying. All right, everybody has really good qualities. I'm not naming no names.
I said disagree because I'd say not yet, but maybe tomorrow I do. Maybe after this, so it can be anytime. So that's when I'll strongly
keeping the door
disagree.
open.
I will just say that I've been in a happy relationship since before I joined the company, and I'm secure in that, despite what happened in the Odd Man Out episode that we participated in. I'm indignant. A bunch of college kids thought we weren't together. I was very mad that day.
Dan's response to that video is the best thing I've ever seen.
Hey Jubilee, I'm Robin and I'm from the Netherlands. I really love your channel because you always keep me up to date and you guys inspire me so much. My prompt for you is, I thought about quitting Jubilee.
Taylor.
Agree.
Dan.
Agree.
John.
Agree.
Jason.
Agree.
Kendra.
Strongly agree.
Tyree.
Somewhat agree.
Ragini.
Strongly disagree.
Brandon.
Disagree.
The reason I said strongly agree is because we're all creatives, and we were all creatives before we came to this company. I don't think we stopped being creative at Jubilee. I know me personally, I have had so many personal projects that I've wanted to start or I've been working on or I want to get off the ground. I know that my end game, unfortunately, isn't Jubilee, but I do know it's where I'm supposed to be right now.
If I ever like did want to quit Jubilee, I don't know if it'd be like a creative decision, but I think it would just be more related to burnout. I think like right now at Jubilee, like the work is a lot. It's never gotten to the point where I was like, it's so much that I want to quit, but it has gotten to points where like, I don't know, it just like really like affects my personal life. And I think like now me being like a single person living in an apartment with 5 guys, like it's fine. But if my life stage like were to change and like I had this same amount of work, I think it would be very, very difficult to maintain.
I don't know. It was probably over the summer when there was just like a lot of political strife in the air. And then I'm looking at my laptop and I'm editing 6 boys versus 1 secret girl. And like, I just felt so disconnected from like the world. I was drawn to this job because I want to be part of the discussions of like now. And at that moment, I felt like I didn't have the ability to be a part of it or to like contribute to this important moment.
First off, thanks for sharing honestly, guys. I think for me, as I think about it, I think it's just human nature and it's natural that you should be asking yourself all the time, hey, am I in the right place? Is this the right home for me? And I'd be lying if I didn't ask that myself. I've been like on this Jubilee journey for over a decade now. So at every stage, I'm like, wait, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Are we doing the work that I'm proud of? But yeah, I think I've definitely had those moments.
Hitting 6 million subscribers is scary. Taylor?
Agree.
Dan?
Strongly disagree.
John?
Somewhat agree.
Jason?
Strongly disagree.
Kendra?
Disagree.
Tyree?
Strongly agree.
Ragini?
Disagree.
Brandon?
Somewhat disagree.
If I allow myself to think about how many people are watching our content and looking to us for this open door to different viewpoints and different groups and different people, and I'm somehow even in a slightest position responsible for some of that, I think they see us as the information source, the person that's going to tell us what's right and wrong. And even though we say that all the time, middle ground, don't take all your information on this. Please go do your own research. Same thing with Spectrum. Go do your own research. But we cannot control the way in which people are intaking our media, our episodes. That would keep me up at night if I thought about it for too long, because that's such an amazing responsibility to be given and to be brought onto.
I said somewhat agree because, my role in this company has changed. I kind of came in as like a director with a bit more of an attitude, and I didn't have to like feel as much responsibility about the company. And now, Ian has transitioned out, and there's part of me that's just like afraid that I won't be able to carry, help carry the team as far as he did. So I think I feel that scariness more now in this role, but only a little bit. I'm also pretty confident in our mission and all of you guys.
I'm not scared about the responsibility because I think we're ready for it. And I've seen our team grow, and I know that we'll kind of rise to the occasion. What I'm excited about is that we are now kind of like banging the drum, and more people are saying, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you, and I'm going to join you in this movement for empathy. You guys know I say this all the time, but I still feel like this is just the beginning.
There it is. I was literally waiting.
At some point, we will not just be talking about subscribers. We'll be talking in ways that we can't even fathom right now. But I'm just excited because I think that there's a space for what we want to say, and there are people who are looking for our message and who are going to join us in this movement. So here we go. Strap in.